Hey guys, welcome back to Cadence RC. Hey, so today I thought I'd introduce you guys to my latest kind of start that I've got going as far as a build for crawler. This is the SCX24 Deadbolt. I actually just recently picked this up used for a pretty decent price, and it had some mods done to it, and then I've kind of modified a few things just to get it to perform at all, because the kind of the stock setup was and then the things that had done to it, the suspension basically wouldn't move, and it just wasn't free, and I was really struggling with the car. So the first thing was, this thing was the most hideous shade of orange that it had been painted and by the previous owner, and I had to get rid of that. So I went ahead and did my graphics packet. I'm sure probably you guys have seen some of my other cars. I do the Cadence AV number 53 graphics pack. That kind of calls attention to Herbie from back in the day, and so yeah, this is I went ahead and went with black. So this is actually the first time that I've done that graphics pack in a black, and got my numbers put together. I actually print these numbers and all my little stickers with a regular inkjet printer. So this is done with this software that I'm using is the Cricut software. Actually, I have a Cricut that I use as well, and so I actually just print these onto a white Cricut paper. I'm actually also experimenting. I just discovered some clear paper that I can use to make some different stickers, so I might do some more stickers with this one in time. But yeah, so calling this guy the Crushinator. So I made that custom sticker and some custom tail lights. I made up a custom grill for the front. And then the kind of a fun little addition, the gas tank is a tank, so a little pun. And my gauge cluster is actually from a photo of a Corvette interior. So kind of fun as far as what I did for the build on that. As far as changes on this truck, obviously it's got different wheels and tires. I believe these are TREAL wheels. It already had these on there, and then these are some Injora. What are these? The Crawler Tires. It's the all-terrain AT Crawler Tires. So very creative on the name for those guys, but they seem to grip pretty well, and they're definitely a huge tire, way bigger than the stock tire. Funny, I tried actually putting these tires and wheels on my base camp, and I would have to just shred the chassis in order to get it to clear. I think the entire fenders would have to come out completely, so it would be all the way to the hood and the top of the bed in order to fit. But then it also had some Injora Shocks. Had a few other things that I haven't done anything with yet. It came with some with some other alloy parts. I don't know if I had any brass parts, but it's a bunch of stuff that hadn't actually been installed on it. So it'd be kind of a fun thing. I did have to in order to get this whole thing to work with the changes that I made, I did have to pull the cover off my ESC and goop it so that it was safe to touch. The biggest thing that I did, I took off obviously that front plate where the ESC normally lives. That whole assembly I removed from this car, and so that's why I don't have that room, because I was trying to move the shocks, trying to get a position for the shocks to actually work freely and correctly. And so what I found, I actually flipped these around. So normally these little towers that the shocks are attached to, they're actually flipped around, and they actually go in these outer holes. So there's actually a hole out here that it lines up, and so that's actually, so normally that shock mounts more right over here, and the alignment is terrible. So it just didn't move free. The suspension didn't move freely, and this made a huge change flipping that around. And then I had another set of those little shock mounts from my base camp that I no longer need because I've replaced that chassis. So I added those to the other side. I did have to drill a hole in the chassis on the front side because there was no hole to be able to align that up and make that work. So I used the factory holes, and then I added new holes. I actually, you might be able to see in the front, I actually didn't end up cutting this one all the way through because I didn't have a punch when I did my hole, so it's not centered very well. So I just did one on the other side. I probably don't need to flip that around, it'd be hard to show. But yeah, I did drill a hole in the chassis in order to be able to attach this so that that's nice and secure. Obviously in that change, the This chassis normally uses body clips to hold the body down, and since I changed that, I went to Velcro, just like what you would see on the newer SCX24s. But yeah, that made a huge difference. So as far as my articulation and the freedom of movement in the suspension, it's night and day better than what it was from the factory. Unfortunately, my motor failed, and so I did have to go buy a motor, and I went ahead and picked up this SAMIX motor. They're so I think this was like $20, $22, something like that, to buy the motor and the motor plate to replace that. Quick tip for anybody that's playing around with one of these and wants to change that motor and motor plate. It's really easy, and I'm not kidding. I tore apart the entire center section of this chassis in order to access the transmission and motor, that whole assembly. And it turns out all I actually needed to do is there are 2 screws on the bottom in the center of the skid plate, and then there's one that you wouldn't be able to see, but there's one screw in the top looking down from that skid plate, and that's all that hold in the transmission and motor assembly. So literally, you take out those 3 screws, that whole thing just lifts right out. And so yeah, if you're doing that, you don't have to rip the whole thing apart like I did. You do have to, with this motor, it's about twice the length of the factory motor. So I did have to snip this mount. So there's normally 3 mounts. So if I flip this thing around, you should be able to see there's like a tower mount here on this battery tray plate, and I just snipped that thing right off with a pair of flush cutters, and it's plenty sturdy. These things don't hardly weigh anything, so getting rid of that was not a big deal. So anyway, yeah, let's get out and check out some video and see how this thing performs on the rocks. Hey, yeah, so fun little build so far. It's going to be fun to change out the chassis and, play around with lowering the center of gravity and adding, maybe adding some more weight and playing around with this chassis. I do actually have some arms and stuff that came with this as well that had never been installed. So this kind of came part way. That was why I bought it. It sort of had a lot of the stuff that I need for another project that I'm doing, but I'm going to be able to kind of mix and match and kind of take advantage of both vehicles at the same time and play around with them both. So yeah, really fun. Anyway, thank you for watching my video, and I can't wait to see you in the next.